The West Division of the Fort Worth Police Department was badly damaged and flooded. So were some businesses in West Fort Worth. And Channel 8's Lauren Zakalik is standing by live near Camp Bowie and Loop 820 with an update on the situation there.
Yeah, Marcus, we've been all around this area in the west part of Fort Worth near the Benbrook line all day, and I can tell you that this is some of the worst damage we've seen. This is a real estate office, and I want to show you right here. We'll have CJ pan up there. That is a massive hole in the side of this building. The owner of this building tells me that whatever went through it got through plaster, glass and metal and was able to essentially impale the building. The inside is just a mess right now. This is what caused a lot of the damage. They say this is a roof that came from across the street at a lumber yard. Some of the people have been cleaning this up all day. It looked a lot worse when we got here. It still doesn't look very good. We'll have you show right across the road here. That is where it all came from. It flew off. It was the roof and the walls of a building at that lumber yard that ended up here across the street.
We had a couple of birds that were stunned this morning, a little knocked around from the hail, and they are recovering in the hospital. We have 231 flamingos, about 5 died because of the hail. Some sought shelter and some did not. We have a couple other birds, a swan and a pelican, that also died from the hail.
Forecasters expect major flooding to continue for days in the south following deadly thunderstorms and 5 days of rain, bringing in as much as 2 feet of water in summer areas. The National Weather Service warning of large hail of up to 3 inches in diameter, coupled with damaging winds in Arkansas, parts of Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Rising water levels on the Texas-Louisiana border forcing residents to evacuate. 5,000 homes have already been damaged by flooding in Louisiana alone.
In another important story, floodwaters are getting deeper and no place has been hit harder than Deweyville, Texas on the Louisiana border. David Begnaud is there.
This is the worst flooding Deweyville has seen in over 100 years. Everything, the sheriff's department, post office, church, school, and the town's only grocery store is underwater.
Power out, businesses closed, all because of a gaping sinkhole in the East Bay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michelle Griego.
Hi, everyone. I'm Frank Malakote. KPIX5 reporter Kit Doe joins us. He's live in Moraga with more on the mess and all the repairs that are underway right now. Kit?
Yeah, good afternoon, Frank. A huge mess indeed. Check it out for yourself here. You see the street lamp pole that came straight down and ruptured that gas line. last check, the sinkhole in Moraga is about 10 by 10 feet wide and 15 feet deep.
Oh my god. Holy shit, what's that noise? That's actually freaking mad. Oh, it sounds like a freaking building falling down. Oh my god. It's mad. Oh my god. It's getting louder.
What is that?
This is an international criminal, prime suspect in the spread of Zika virus, and it's on the run.
aka Aedes aegypti, originated in Africa, but it's now found across the world. It and related species are blamed for outbreaks of malaria, dengue and even West Nile disease from Greece to Canada, a major cause for concern, according to Reuters' European pharmaceuticals correspondent Ben Herschler.
Scientists are increasingly worried about the spread of invasive mosquitoes. In the last 40 years, for example, in Europe, we've seen 6 different species coming to this continent, and 5 of them have arrived since 1990. And it's a similar story in North America, where they're spreading north at a worrying rate.
Residents in one Los Angeles community were hoping life would get back to normal when they were told an enormous gas leak in their neighborhood had finally been capped. But now hundreds are reporting new health concerns. NBC's Steve Patterson has more.
Melissa Seymour says no matter what she does, the rashes won't go away.
It's horrible, red all over, itchy, burning, hurting.
The Porter Ranch resident says she is breaking out all over her body. Her mother, Jackie, herself experiencing headaches.
We've gone to doctors, allergists. Everybody has said they can't determine what this is.
One letter says, move now.
That's a rheumatologist, a medical doctor telling you to leave.
Yes, absolutely.
Yesterday at approximately 14:57, Ayanal Hassan Ali, 27 years of age, attended the Canadian Armed Forces Recruitment Center, located at the main floor of the federal government building at 4900 Yonge Street in Toronto. A uniformed master corporal was posted at a table near the entrance to the access point. At this time, the accused walked past the recruiting center very quickly and walked right past the master corporal. When the master corporal tried to address the accused ignored him, walked into the office, and around the table where the master corporal was seated. The accused began striking him until he fell to the ground. The master corporal managed to get up, at which point he observed the accused had a large knife in his hand. The accused continued to advance to the master corporal and slashed him on the upper right arm. The accused continued into the center area of the recruitment center and attempted to slash another uniformed Canadian Forces member. However, she managed to escape unscathed. As the accused continued onward and further into the recruitment center, military staff managed to corral civilian applicants into a safe location. Military personnel were able to subdue the accused until the police arrived and effected the arrest. As a result of this occurrence, 2 military personnel were transported to the hospital where they received treatment for non-life-threatening injuries. They were later released. While at the scene, the accused stated that Allah told me to do this. Allah told me to come here and kill people.
The attack began shortly after midday Sunday. Grand-Bassam Beach was reportedly packed with people from the nearby Ivorian city of Abidjan, sunbathing, swimming, or eating at beachside cafes. Eyewitnesses told CNN they heard sustained gunfire for about 15 minutes and saw people running away from the 3 hotels screaming.
He arrived near my young brother, who was in communication, and he shot 1 bullet in the head. When he shot at him in the head, he shouted, "Allahu Akbar." At that moment, the 3 others arrived and started to
Japan on Wednesday expressed its support for a French initiative that would see an international peace conference in an attempt to reach an agreement between Israel and the Palestinian Authority, the Mayan news agency reported. During the meeting, which was held in Abbas Ramallah headquarters, he reportedly stressed the importance of Japan being a member in the international support group for the proposed international peace conference due to Japan's international political and economic role. On Tuesday, PA Foreign Minister Riyad al-Malki and PLO chief negotiator Saeb Erekat met with the French envoy for the Middle East, Pierre Vimont, to discuss the prospects of the international peace conference. The European Union avoids lawsuits over its funding illegal construction for Arabs in Judea and Samaria by hiding behind diplomatic immunity, the UK's Daily Mail has revealed. Newly published documents show that the EU spends tens of millions of euros from public funds to build illegal settlements and roads for Palestinians within the designated Israeli sections of Judea and Samaria. According to the Oslo Agreement, Judea and Samaria were divided into 3 sections, known as A, B and C. The Palestinian Authority was given civil and security control of Area, only civil control of Area B, and Area C remained under Israeli control. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has pointed out that, when we take down these illegal constructions, we are then again condemned, so it's a catch-22. This is a clear attempt to create political realities. I think we need to reset our relationship with the EU.
The U.S. State Department Tuesday criticized Israel for appropriating large tracts of land in the West Bank near the Dead Sea and the city of Jericho, as reported by Israeli Army Radio. The State Department said that ongoing expropriations and settlement expansions were fundamentally undermining the prospects for a two-state solution. We strongly oppose any steps that accelerate settlement expansion, which raises serious questions about Israel's long-term intentions, State Department spokesman John Kirby told a news briefing.
Japan on Wednesday expressed its support for a French initiative that would see an international peace conference in an attempt to reach an agreement between Israel and the Palestinian Authority, the Mayan news agency reported. During the meeting, which was held in Abbas Ramallah headquarters, he reportedly stressed the importance of Japan being a member in the international support group for the proposed international peace conference due to Japan's international political and economic role. On Tuesday, PA Foreign Minister Riyad al-Malki and PLO chief negotiator Saeb Erekat met with the French envoy for the Middle East, Pierre Vimont, to discuss the prospects of the international peace conference.
Any hopes that Iran had turned over a new leaf went up in flames today as the country tested 2 new ballistic missiles. Iranian state television showed footage of the Qadr missiles being launched from northern Iran, and in a direct threat to Israel, according to Iranian TV, on the side of those missiles were the words, "Israel should be wiped from the pages of history," written in Hebrew. The 1,200-mile range of the missiles means Iran can easily strike Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, where today U.S. Vice President Joe Biden was visiting as part of a Middle East tour.
We're united in the belief that a nuclear-armed Iran is absolutely unacceptable threat to Israel, to the region, and the United States. And I want to reiterate, which I know people still doubt here, if in fact they break the deal, we will act.
Let's all go off the record. What is in the water at the White House and the State Department? First, some background. Today, Secretary of State John Kerry, on behalf of the Obama administration, making a big announcement, declaring for the first time that ISIS, also known as Daesh, is committing genocide against Christians and others.
In my judgment, Daesh is responsible for genocide against groups in areas under its control, including Yazidis, Christians, and Shia Muslims.
Seriously? Not to be mean, but seriously? The Obama administration is just figuring that out today? The administration says the delay had been due to a legal review to see if ISIS actions met the definition of genocide. But let me say it again. Seriously? They needed a review? 27 months ago, I went to a refugee camp in Iraq with Reverend Franklin Graham, and the writing was all on the wall. But you don't have to travel to Iraq to admit the obvious. Pick up a newspaper, log online, or turn on the TV. 3 months ago, I asked this Yazidi young woman why she came to the U.S.
I came to the United States because of the genocide that was committed against my people, against the Yazidis by ISIS.
Genocide. Yeah, ISIS is committing genocide. It's not a mystery. But what is a mystery is why did it take the Obama administration so long to figure that out? That's really disturbing. And that's my off-the-record comment.
Lesson in every mistake. Sometimes the lesson is idiots run our government and we should pay more attention. Europe has been ravaged by its open-door refugee policy. Sweden is now the rape capital of the world, and Germany isn't far behind. Why? Most of these refugees from the Middle East and North Africa happen to be military-age men that are incapable of fighting for their country, but plenty capable of molesting and attacking Europeans. Germany opened the floodgates to more than 1 million migrants since last year. What do you think that does to a country? Sexual violence and robbery. Watch the news. Some refugees are good people, and it's a shame the rotten ones are destroying second chances at life, liberty, and happiness. However, for those making emotional pleas, listen up. Do you lock your doors? Is it because you hate the people outside? No, it's because you love the people inside. That's why doors have locks, citizens have guns, and countries have borders. Will we learn from Europe's mistake or allow it to seep into our way of life? I'm so fed up with the melting pot excuse. Yes, Americans are all immigrants, but while the immigrants of the past chose to assimilate, the refugees and immigrants of today choose to fundamentally change this country. When visiting someone's home, you follow his or her rules, not your own. Our laws, not Sharia. Our language, not Press 2 for English. They've changed Europe. Mohammed is now the most popular name in Norway and the UK. The history, tradition, and culture are dying because for too long its leaders have allowed it, welcomed it. It's not racist to love your nation's culture and tradition. It's not bigoted to believe in your country's values. And it's not acceptable that our president doesn't believe in American exceptionalism. We don't get better by becoming something else. We get better by going back to the values, traditions, and patriotism that made this country great. People from all over the world flood over here. We don't flood over there. Get the point? I'm German, Norwegian, and a little Irish, but above all, I'm American. Are you?
يستطيع سبحانه وتعالى أن يهلك اليهود كلهم عن بكرة أبيهم في كل أنحاء الأرض، ولكن الله سبحانه وتعالى شو بده إيانا إحنا نتحرك لتنفيذ أمر الله عز وجل. لو سألنا أنفسنا كيف أنا بدي أتحرك لتنفيذ أمر الله عز وجل، أهم أمر ممكن إن أنا أفعله أنفذ به أمر الله عز وجل وأنا موجود في المسجد الأقصى، ونقول إن الرباط بالمسجد الأقصى هي رسول عليه الصلاة والسلام أول شيء عن الشهيد يقول عليه الصلاة والسلام يغفر له مع أول رشقة من دمه. الشهيد شو في له خصاصات من نهاية الخصيرة ولم يغفر له مع أول رشقة من دمه. ثاني خاصية للشهيد إنه يزوج بحوراوين من حور عين الجنة، له حورتين عند الله عز وجل. الثالثة يشفع في 70 من أهله، يشفع في 70 من أهله. مرابط هلا مقارنة بين خصاصة الشهيد وبين خصاصة المرابط. والمرابط يزوج ب70 حورة، يعني الشهيد فيه له حورتين، المرابط قديش فيه له 70، يعني 35 درجة أو 35 ضعف عن الشهيد. يزوج ب70 حوراء ويشفع ما كان يوم الحساب.
She's the kind of girl you just want to slap on the